To succeed, you must die. As the phoenix rises through the ashes, you too must realize that the current version of yourself has limits to what he can achieve, and that you cannot achieve the goals that you want to as your current self. And to achieve those goals, you need to kill the current version of you and emerge faster, smarter, stronger, and more disciplined. This entire video is a culmination of me having the realization that me as my current version of myself can't achieve the things that I want to. And as people, we have current limits to what we can achieve in the current layer of being that we are. And so to become better and stronger, we need to figure out which parts of us need to die to create this new version which can achieve the goals that we want to. Think about it like this. Imagine you've got a level 100 Charmander. Level 100 Charmander is going to be crazy strong, but it'll never beat a level 1 Charizard. A level 1 Charizard will always beat a level 100 Charmander. Let me give you a little visual representation to show you what I mean. So, this is the current level of what you can achieve. This is the current, this is the version of you that used to play video games, and this is where you started, right here. You started at the bottom, in the depths, playing video games, masturbating, watching porn, anime, all that crap. This is your current skill level, like ceiling. People always talk about like the level cap. This is your current level cap. However, if we can streamline your beliefs and your goals and your systems and your values, then we can take this level cap and raise it. So you still have this baseline that you go back down to, but we can now achieve even better, higher things by killing the parts of us that are holding us back. There's certain things keeping us at this level. There are certain things that will not let us get higher than this. And by, killing those things, we can ascend to new levels and become better, more powerful versions of ourselves. And the craziest part about all of this is that this little base, like bottom line, like this is your top line, this is your bottom line, this is probably where you'll be in your day to day. Like, you just your baseline average state. Your baseline average state before was here. You'd get distracted, you go on your phone a couple of times throughout the day, it's fine. We all do it. We all get a bit distracted. However, your new baseline will shift so that you'll naturally, your hands are always called it like your basic attack will be, instead of, going on scrolling on Instagram like it was here, your new basic attack and your new, what's the word? Basically like an automatic action. The thing that you automatically do when you pick up your phone will be to click on YouTube, where you watch like only self-improvement videos and Andrew Huberman, and you learn. But the other really powerful thing is this bottom line, the one where you have a bad day, this is your worst day possible, this is your best day, this is just your average baseline. Your worst day now shifts to about there instead. So, instead of sinking down and, you fap 4 or 5 times, you binge 5 hours of Netflix, you end up accidentally scrolling through Instagram for an hour, you watch YouTube for... Anyway, instead of doing all that, your worst, your bad day, you're getting distracted and falling into degeneracy, is now you've scrolled on Instagram for 5 minutes. You got distracted. You were focusing on a task that wasn't what you were supposed to be doing. Instead of like fapping 5 times, you just got distracted. So your new lowest, worst point is no longer here, but it more looks like that. So your new lowest point is way above your baseline from what it used to be. It used to be your like best day. So basically, all this is doing is that, get that out of the way. Can't have distractions on the screen, can we? Increase your focus levels. Basically, all that's saying, all that like demonstration was, is just saying that you hold yourself to a higher standard when you remove these things that I'm going to tell you about in today's video. And that's all about. That's like what self-transcendence is all about. Instead of constantly trying to improve yourself, you do one little thing, you do little bits at a time. Instead of trying to meditate for 2 minutes more a day, it's taking a step back from the small things and looking at it on a bigger picture, a bigger scale, and thinking, am I ready for this? Am I in my current state ready to be able to take my meditation to the next level? And if it's a no, then we need to look at why. And we need to identify what old habits and beliefs are incompatible with your new self. Example of this that I like to use is money. The way we all look at money, the beliefs we have with money, the poor belief is that, oh, you just need to save all your money, put it away into savings, and, you need to, the funniest, pension. It's like a 401k in the UK. Like a pension. Basically, your employer pays into it what you pay into it. So it sounds quite good. But it's the old way of retiring. You can access your pension when you're 67, I think it is for men, and like 64 for women. Equality, guys. Nice. But yeah, that's the broke way of looking at money. We've got these beliefs that, oh yeah, I'll just get to 67 and retire, I can enjoy my life for 20 years. Yay! And it's about taking these old beliefs and killing them, literally eradicating them from our brain, telling them, like, you don't belong here, we don't believe that anymore, and putting these new beliefs in, out with the old, in with the new, and putting the new money beliefs in, which are, spend your money, invest on knowledge, on learning. And the amount of books I've got on my shelf right now is crazy. I've probably spent like 200 quid on books. That's not much at all. But, if a broke person was like looking at me like, well, why are you wasting so much money on books, bro? It's like, nah, because I'm smart now. But it's about finding out what you believe and these limiting beliefs that you have about yourself. That's another like topic that Hams talks about, is limiting beliefs. And they're these things that hold you back. Like, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. Like, why not, bro? Like, instead of saying I try to think of an example now. Like, oh, I couldn't start a business. No, I'm not. I don't know. I couldn't wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm not a morning, but why not, bro? Why aren't you a morning person? It's because you're sat in bed at 2 o'clock in the morning scrolling on TikTok. These limiting beliefs that you have, they just constantly hold you back and bring you down. And so this requires absolute brutal honesty about your weaknesses and your distractions and what shortcomings you have as an individual at the current moment in time. And it's really hard to do, actually, because it does take a lot of self-compassion, I think, to look at yourself and be like, yeah, I've got these problems, and to figure out why you have them. And this is just a lot of internal work that needs to be done. And I'm currently working on a video about shadow work because I think it's really important. So, it just takes a lot of inner work to figure out what effects you want to have on the outer world and how the outer world affects you. And, transcending it demands sacrifice. It's cutting out the people, the habits, the activities that don't align with your new purpose and goal and with the new things that you want to achieve and you want to put out onto the world. Because that's the thing, all these things coming into you, like, all the media coming into you, your friends, what your family are saying about you, like, oh, you're so lazy, you're so lazy. Like, bro, do you think I let people stand there and tell me I'm lazy? No, because my brain's going to internalize that and be like, oh, I'm lazy. It's going to affect what I think about my character, about who I am as an individual. I don't let people say that shit to me. No, I know I am disciplined, and I know sometimes I can be lazy. I'm not lazy. There's a difference between having a trait and being that trait. Like having a tendency to do something versus being that thing. And so you need to realize, and you need to just think deeply about what activities that you're doing and what people are benefiting you and what ones aren't. And this takes, like I said, deep reflection, because you genuinely need to think, is this person good for me? And chances are, if it's not an immediate yes, it's probably a no. Like if you're sat there and you're thinking, oh, I don't know, we smoke together sometimes, we drink together sometimes. It's like, they're not good for you, bro, and you're not good for them. Chances are you're both having this negative impact. I'm not saying they're awful, they're a terrible person. If they want to drink and smoke, it's up to them. But if you're doing it together, then you're both just having a worse impact on each other's lives, and you're not letting yourselves grow and flourish as people. And that's what men should do for each other. We should help each other grow and develop and push each other to new limits and push each other out of our comfort zones to, places we're afraid to go. But when we're with our boys, it's chill. Like when you get this masculine, like, confidence in you, when you're out with the boys and you feel like you could take on the world, you get this absolute, like, gorilla, beat your chest, like, vibe about you. You want to you go and you talk to that girl because you're with your boys. If anything goes wrong, you just laugh about it. Like, it takes having that instead of realizing that these people are holding you back, and those are the people that you really need to cut out. And then you need to figure out, once you've done all that, you've taken away the habits, the people, the things in your environment that are having a negative impact on you, and that shift your view of the world and how you think about yourself. That's when you want to you want to think about and develop the new you and the person that you want to become. And this probably take an hour or two of your entire life. Your entire future will turn out different because of an hour or two you spent writing this down. Probably not even that, an hour it took me. And so this is an actionable step right now. In the description, there is like a paragraph, just like a list, basically, of questions that I want you to ask yourself. And I'm going to show you mine first. But I want you to ask yourself these questions. Grab a pen and paper. It works better on paper. You can do it on your phone, whatever, you fucking nerd. It works better on pen and paper because you actually are putting something into reality. It's not just digital media on a phone. It's like, this exists. So what you want to do is you want to create your new desired reality and who you are in that new reality. Because another big part of manifestation is creating your own reality. And I think most of manifestation is bullshit. However, I think the thoughts that the view that you have on the world is everything. You know, if you think the world is so harsh, you know, if you think every rich people are terrible and you know poor people are just the little guy, you know, you think they're so like weak and manipulated, and you know so hard to escape, then you're going to internalize that, and if you are broke, you're never going to escape because that's your world. That's what how the world is in your eyes. Like everyone has their own internal reality, and we're currently creating a new one. So hopefully you've got your pen and paper. If not, like, how are you 16 minutes into this video, bro? Piss off and grab your pen and paper or click off the video. So you want to just put down, you know, whatever desired reality, and then you want to just only put down number one because you don't know how much you're going to write for it. And you just want to write about, like, the first one, lifestyle vision. You want to write it in a first person perspective from the new you writing about, you know, just journaling about their day. I wake up at 4 a.m. to do hard work task, then hit the gym after cold exposure and sunlight, read and gain knowledge every day. I continue to grow physically and mentally. I spend my time with my close brothers and look after my woman and children despite my youth. I have retired my mother so she no longer worries about money and has time to do all the arts and crafts she wants. We all have private medical care and don't have to worry if something goes wrong. I have a purposeful, fulfilling business and smile all the time because I am truly happy. I can sleep easy at night knowing I am giving my fullest to the world. You need to write like this. Be ambitious. Have an ego. You need to force yourself upon the world. You know, like, I plan to have kids in the next 3-4 years. I'm 18. But I know that if I want, I know that my purpose in life is fatherhood. I know that I desire that so much, and I know that this is just one step towards that. This business is a culmination of my purpose and desire to spread my seed and to bring life into this world. And so I'm not sure if this business is my purpose or not. You know, Hamza always talks about purpose, then he changes his mind, whatever. I don't know if this is my purpose, but I know that this is one step towards achieving my purpose and my goal. And so you need to thrust yourself upon the world. This passage out of We're the Superior Man. If you force yourself upon the world, then it will accept your presence and your being as it should be. Whereas if you're just kind of like, oh, you know, I'd like to have kids in the next couple of years. Like, no, I'm going to have my children in the next 3 or 4 years. I will be, you know, my woman will be conceiving a child in the next 3 to 4 years. And we will have had a 1 year detox period where we reduce all the microplastics in our environment to the highest extent that we can. We will not be drinking any alcohol at all for that year. This is what it takes. And I really hope that you want this. I really, really, really hope that I've inspired. I don't know if that's the right word, but I want you to do this. I want you to have this drive, and I want you to become this new version of you that you can achieve what you want. And this is the way to do it. You know, like, I've got all these other things, you know, core values and priorities. I stand for order and discipline. I refuse to hold myself to a low standard in anything I do. I value this in the people around me also. My priorities are in order. I always am at the best state I have ever been due to constantly growing and evolving. I value being honest and living as truthfully as I can, especially with those I am closest to, including myself. Being authentic and not allowing others to influence my actions where possible. Like, this is the new you. You need to see yourself. This is, like, when I was thinking about who I wanted to become, I was thinking me in 3 years. And I thought, fuck 3 years. This is, I'm doing everything I can to become this person. This is the ideal person that you want to become. And by writing this in the first person and becoming, you almost respect this person. You know, you see that and you think, oh wow, like, you know, I respect that. it makes you want to become that person. And there's a little like trick that I've recently learned. It's called thought stopping, and it's extremely powerful for implementing this. And it's basically something like cults use. You know, this Steve Hassan, I think his name is, a guy with a PhD. He basically did like research on it, and it's something that cults implement so that their members basically just stop thinking and stop having manual thinking. And as soon as you have like a brokey thought, like I think all the time, I used to think all the time, oh shit, I haven't had much progress on the business. I'm being really undisciplined. What if I don't make it? As soon as you think that thought, I thought this was stupid before. I tried it. As soon as you think that thought, that's interesting, then move on. That's interesting. By having that like response almost to this statement in your brain, it's like you're on your phone and you're just closing a tab. It's like, yeah, cool. That's interesting. That's an interesting thought. And that's what I've been using recently. And it's very powerful. Like, I remember specifically one time I was walking out of work and I was just walking to my car and I thought, oh, fuck. What if I have to get a new job and I just, what if I don't make it? And that's interesting. Like, I said it out loud. I just didn't even think about it. It's become second nature now to just think that's interesting. When I have these limiting beliefs and these thoughts about, these thoughts I don't want. When you have a thought that you don't want, just stop having the thought. This is what people don't understand. Your mind, you create the environment in your mind. It's a feedback loop. This is why gratitude journaling is so powerful. Because if you're constantly putting positive thoughts into your brain is constantly going to give you positive thoughts. Whatever you put into your brain, it's a prediction machine. It will put back out. If I put these super high goals into my brain, I'm telling myself, I'm gonna make fucking millions, and I'm going to provide for my family. I'm gonna make sure that my mother never has to worry about money again. My brain is gonna look for a way to like get to that level, and this is the way that you get consistent. I'm gonna be making another video soon about how to get out of a rut, but this is specifically how you get consistent in your goals and progress. This is the secret. There is no like crazy motivation discipline hack. It's just find what you want, put it in front of you every day. Like, you can just, I haven't done it, but I imagine reading this every day would be quite powerful. I haven't done it because I remember most of what I read, but I might try that, reading it every day. And you put this goal, this end destination in front of you, and by doing that, your brain will, it's so strange, your brain will find a way to get there, because our brains are so powerful. Anyway, that's all I've got for you today. Go click subscribe right now. Have a hard day and a great week. Mwah.